Hi people, my name is SACO. They call me the compare with a sense of humor. I'm a stand-up comedian, a compare, an actor, and I'm very honored to be speaking today. It has to do with your psychological needs, it has to do with your social needs, it has to do with your emotional needs, and above all, your social, well-being. Overall, the definition is overall well-being, where everything that has to do with you is on point. That's it for me. So what impact does nature have? I would say that it's been, from experience, I've seen it work for me well, especially as a comedian, as a compare. I remember having a meeting with a couple's retreat at a beach, and you could see how it was easy for me to flow with them because they came there to relax. And it was a very great time. Everything that I said, our comedian said everything that you do was back to back. It was fun because the nature, I could play around the pool. They had a pool where even when after going to swim, you could go. I converted the pool to that's a pool of bedside. I just make sure I brought out a lot of jokes from it, and it was great. It had great impact. The response and the feedback that I got from that went a lot, and my balance also. Okay, I don't want to talk about my balance, but I live a balanced life, so the balance came in good time. As a comedian, we affect nature by taking comedy or taking events out of the four walls of event centers and taking it to the beach. I can just imagine have comedy, comedy shows at the beach or having it at a park. It'd be lovely. And like I said, I've also had the opportunity of anchoring events or doing comedy in a park, and I can assure you that I've seen the response also, because you will feel the effect, and especially when you have the waves and the breeze everywhere. So my advice or my suggestions to compares comedian is, let's take it out. I understand sometimes we cannot predict the weather, and that's usually like the force holding people back. What if we have an event and rain begins to fall, or how are we going to, but I'm sure we can work something out. Because of the kind of strong values that I stand for, I'm referred to as the ethical compare, because one of the things I learned from the beginning as a stand-up comedian was, who am I directed to? Yes, I grew up in church, I have the values as a Christian, but I'm also sent to the marketplace. So the kind of jokes that I've always done has to do with the one that depicts people being happier after I leave them. Most of them might not remember my joke, but they would remember the effect of fun that they had. I've seen people give me feedback and said, you said this and it made me happy. You said this and it made me better. And that's basically because I realized that there's value that I'm giving, and so I see the feedback. Because one thing that keeps coming is when I get calls, the feedback I get is, the last event you did for me, you didn't see me, but I was in the crowd. It was as if you were talking about me. And if there's anything that I do, I try to talk about the negative things that happen to me. I convert them to positive things. I share a story of how I grew up in a polygamous home, how because of what I went through in polygamy, I got so scared of polygamy that even when I failed jam, I couldn't write polyjam, anything poly, I was scared. I can't carry polythene bag. I can't, I make these things that I went through for years, make it very simple, and people will understand that if I could go through these things, in fact, we grew up in a room that even when I want to change my clothes, sometimes I go outside. There was a day I wanted to change my mind, I went outside because I felt the room was too small to change my mind. I had to think out of the box. When I say all these things, I can see the smile on people. People say, where's this guy coming from? I will say to you, in the place of all those things I went through, I was going through pains, but I make sure, that I left that place of pain to say that, SACO, it's a process that you have to go through. So for me, the feedback, just like, I can see people laughing in this right now, the joy that people bring. It's my story. So if you have a story, talk about it. How do I think that my art can be used as a tool for mental health? I say it, if you look around you, skit makers are cashing out right now because a lot of people consume their content, especially during the COVID-19 last year. Skit makers that you never knew came out because of, and I say also, from my wife and I experience, we had to create a skit which is called this the Funny Couple Ninja, where we began to talk about our experience in music. And for me, when you put comedy everywhere, people are looking forward to comedy. People are looking, if our new acts in the business are doing very well because people consume their content all the time. So put comedy at their malls. As you get into malls, I know you want to play music, but sometimes just play comedy, do comedy, do comedy more. In the buses, when people travel, especially in Lagos, as a comedian, I look forward to listening to comedy on radio. I listen to Bros Okebakasi, Senator back on radio, the Dawn on radio, because I want to relax. I want to laugh. So that's my own suggestion, putting comedy around you, putting things that are fun around you. I also suggest that even corporate, just once in a while, maybe on a Friday, say it's Comedy Friday, or it's, thank God it's Friday, people can relax.
I need to ask you, before God and men, are you in a relationship? They've started ministering to this lady. I just saw, Muyiwa, come, Muyiwa, come. Your name is Muyiwa, her name is Boluwati Fish, Muyiwa, come here. Muyiwa, take. Muyiwa, stay here. Okay, what's your full name? You need to concentrate. You are becoming a man. You are becoming a man. What's your...
One of the reasons I do this job is that it makes me happy. It makes me personally happy. I laugh to my own jokes. And when I see the feedback that I get from people, it makes my work, it makes me fulfilled.